If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me that you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, apparently Jay-Z sold Kanye's masters so that he could get his own. And Mase calls Kanye a hypocrite. Plus, Drake calls Wayno a nerd. Let's talk hip-hop. Alright, yo, so y'all know that the other day, Kanye West went on Twitter and basically went off, right? He's trying to get his masters. So he's like, I want my masters, I want ownership, I want a board seat, I want all of this, right? And then he even threw his Grammy in the toilet and started pissing on it, right? But another crazy thing that he did was he put screenshots of all his contracts out on Twitter, right? To let the people, to let the public read the contracts to see what's going on with it, right? And there's a few things that we kind of saw in these contracts. One of the things that I read in the contract says that Kanye West will actually get ownership of his masters 20 years after the release of his 7th album, right? His 7th album was Life of Pablo, which dropped in 2016. So basically, automatically, Kanye West will get the ownership of his masters in 2036, right? Which is still 16 years from now. So there's a lot of money to be made between now and 2036 off of Kanye's music, which is of course why he wants his music now, right? The ownership of his music, right? Another thing that I read in the contracts that Kanye West uploaded on Twitter for everybody to read is that Jay-Z apparently sold some of Kanye West's masters back to Def Jam or Universal, their parent company, right? Just so that he could get ownership of some of his masters, right? So the whole situation is Jay-Z, a lot of people think Jay-Z owns all of his masters and he doesn't. He only owns the masters to his very first album, Reasonable Doubt. That was his, baby. That was his first album. That was his, introduction into the game. So he basically spent about $30 million to get the masters to Reasonable Doubt, right? And I don't mean just $30 million cash, but he probably used some other things as collateral to go in there, like other masters that he owns. Now, Jay-Z has his own record label, Rockefeller, Roc Nation, Roc La Familia, whatever he's calling it this year, but it's rock, bitch, you know what I'm saying? And he owns a lot of people's masters. He owns J. Cole's masters, Rihanna's masters, Kanye's masters, right? Well, not anymore. So the first 6 albums are sold back to Def Jam and Universal. Jay-Z still owns Kanye's masters to Life of Pablo, right? And the crazy ass situation is that somebody decided to put that on Twitter and just put it on blast and say like, yo, this is real beef. How could Jay-Z do something like that, right? Kanye West saw this. He actually responded to this and he's like, listen, don't let the system pit us against each other. Jay-Z is my brother. I have eternal love for this man and all artists that have been through and are still trapped in the crooked system that I'm in, right? And then he also says Jay-Z still doesn't own all of his masters yet. He doesn't get them back for another 10 years. So I will see that all of us artists get our masters, right? And I mean, that's real shit. So I mean, it's dope that he's saying like, yo, listen, I ain't really trying to go against Jay-Z. I understand it. But Kanye West is in a financial position to really do this, right? So Kanye West is the 3rd richest black man in America, which is crazy. The 1st richest black man is Tyler Perry. The 2nd one is Michael Jordan. The 3rd is Kanye West. Jay-Z's the 4th. So Kanye West actually has a little bit more money than Jay-Z, which is ill at this point because Kanye West is Jay-Z's little brother, right? But anyway, so then Mase decided to chime in on this situation too. But let me know what y'all think about this so far in the comments. Alright, yo, so y'all know that Kanye West is trying to get his masters, right? And Mase just had to jump in and chime in and basically demand an apology from Kanye West, right? So Mase goes on Twitter and he says, yo, Kanye West, much of what you're feeling right now has been expressed before. But when I was saying it, the same system and the same mindset that you're fighting against today, you used to shame me for leaving that very same system, right? And then he goes, hey, Kanye West, you remember your famous line, don't leave when you're hot? That's how Mase screwed up, right? He says, I know today that you may see it a little different, so you owe me and my family a public apology and then some, if anyone owes you one, for alluding alluding to the fact that me following God at the highest point in my career was a bad decision, right? And this is crazy, but Mase is kind of right. So, Mase and Kanye West, as time goes on, they're very similar to each other, right? Both of them super hot, right? Both of them kind of, left hip hop for God or for Jesus or for religion. Even though, Kanye West didn't really leave, he just said he was making different music. Mase just straight up left. And then he came back, then he left again, and then came back again, right? But also one of the reasons why Mase left is not only for religion, but he felt like he was being cheated, right? Mase wanted his masters from Diddy. Mase actually offered Diddy $2 million to buy his masters back, and Diddy was like, nah, that's not enough money. I think that Diddy sold Mase's masters for like $10 million to some white boy or something like that. But Mase will get his masters back too after a certain amount of time, right? Typically artists after like 20 years or 30 years, depending on the contract they sign, do get their masters reverted back to them. Now, 20, 30 years down the line, that artist might be dead, that artist might not be hot, maybe nobody's playing their music anymore, so the royalties will be a lot less than what it could have been, when they were hot, but they do end up getting the ownership of their masters back, right? I do not see Kanye West publicly apologizing to Mase for anything, and that's because Mase kind of, even though Mase is calling out Kanye West for being a hypocrite, Mase kind of seems like a hypocrite too, right? Because in 2010, that's when Kanye West said that line in his song with Rick Ross, Devil in a New Dress, right? Basically arguing with Amber Rose. Amber Rose was upset. She was going to walk out of the room, and Kanye goes, don't leave when you're hot. That's how Mase screwed up, right? Funny as hell, cool line, right? And at the time, Mase didn't say anything. Mase didn't fire back at Kanye and nothing like that. And as a matter of fact, 2 years after Kanye even said that on the song, Mase worked with Kanye on a song for one of Kanye's albums. So Kanye had an album called Cruel Summer that came out back in 2012, which is 2 years after Kanye said that song, said that lyric. And basically, it was a bunch of, Kanye's artists on the album. So it was like 2 Chainz was on there, Q-Tip, Pusha T, Big Sean, a lot of people, right? And so there's this one song called Higher, which has Pusha T, The Dream, and Mase on it. No, Kanye West wasn't on the song with Mase, but it was a Kanye project, and Mase got paid by Kanye West for doing the verse, right? That's when Mase was like, I bumped into Loon. He said, well, assalamu alaikum. I ain't Muslim, my nigga. I'm about my bacon. So, you know what I'm saying? If he wanted to throw shots at Mase, he could have did it there. You feel me? I mean, if he wanted to throw shots at Kanye, he could have did it there, right? So, I don't know, man. I just feel like Mase is trying to use this whole situation to shed light on himself, which is kind of weird. And just the way that Mase treats hip-hop, dip in and dip out, dip in, get some money, dip back out, just kind of seems like real weird to me, right? But anyway, that's what's going on, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
All right, SPL chime. All right, I guess we gotta give it to them.
Alright, yo, this is funny as hell, right? Because there is Drake celebrating with Chubbs and a few other people like winning a championship or something like that, right? I know y'all like, what the hell kind of championship is Drake winning, right? But this is the Sanctuary Basketball League, right? And basically it's like some kind of basketball league. It's not the NBA, but it's a league for like really rich people who kind of know how to play basketball and are enthusiasts, right? So they come out with their own damn teams, and apparently Drake has his own team in the Sanctuary League, right? So they may play in the park, they may play wherever, but in this case, they played at Drake's estate because Drake has a full basketball court at his house, right? So they played the last game there, and lo and behold, Drake and his whole team won the damn championship. So they're popping champagne and confetti comes out, and they just celebrating and having a good ass time, right? So Wayno sees this and he comments on it. Wayno from Everyday Struggle comments on it, and he's like, of course you would win the championship in your own damn gym, LOL, right? And Wayno was just trying to be funny, but Wayno has a weird relationship with Drake. At one point, Drake had Wayno blocked, and Wayno was like telling academics, yo, tell Drake to unblock me and all kind of funny shit, right? But anyway, so then Drake responds and he goes, yo, you love to talk about the next man. You're such a nerd, right? And then Wayno goes, oh, I'm the nerd? Nah, geez, you just bothered by anything. Imagine being bothered after winning a whole championship. Like, you're a winner and you still upset. You know what I'm saying? Funny as hell, yo. And I just really and truly, I understand that Drake just loves to talk shit to Wayno on the internet, right? Ain't no real beef, and if they see each other, they'll probably laugh and joke on each other, but the whole situation is just funny, man. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.